piano or keyboard, whichever one you want to call it. Let's begin. All right, so, and we're back. And I was just fooling around with the presets within the actual DAW. Not bad. I did like the one that said grand piano. That sounded pretty nice. But let's try it from scratch, shall we? So we are going to put you back at 0, take you off. You're at 0, you're at 0, and you're at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. All right, cool. So okay, so all right, so it doesn't sound bad in the context of the music, but let's see what we can work with. Let's see what we can do, right? All right, so typically what I like to do, let's move this. You know me, if I don't need it, I'm gonna get rid of it. Usually in live sound, I set my high pass filter somewhere between 80 and like 120, depending on the sound of the keyboard. Sometimes depending on what the musician is playing, how they playing, it tends to get very muddy on this channel. So sometimes I do roll it all the way up to like 110, 120. And that's because of what they're doing. But if not, I usually leave it at like somewhere between 80, 90. But for this sake of this video, we'll do a little bit closer to 90 here. And not only that, but because we have a bass guitar taking care of the low end notes, so you kind of don't need the piano to do the work of the bass, right? But if you know the song itself and you know that at some point the bass may drop out, then cool. Make sure that the piano sounds full when everything else drops out. So it's always best to go to that part of the mix, listen to it, hear how the piano sounds by itself when the music dies down. And then that way you get a sense of what it is you should be doing to the EQ so that when it gets there, after, the track has been mastered and finished and whatnot and mixed down, it sounds full. So again, keep that in mind. Today we're going to keep this on. I don't like shells, but we're going to keep this on. Let's go. All right. I like how that sounds, so I'm gonna leave it there. So right now, I'm just trying to find something that does not disturb my soul frequency wise with the keyboard. Um, yeah, there's no set for anything you're EQing, any instrument, any vocal. There's really nothing set in stone. Let's make that clear. There's nothing set in stone. But I will say that certain things just work well. Certain frequencies work well for certain instruments. Certain instruments, voices have a texture or a timbre to it that is very unique to it, and you know, even though you're EQing a keyboard, you could be EQing a motif. The motif does not put out the same thing as Triton, and Triton will put out the same thing as the Korg, the Roland, you know, whichever one you're using. You know, they all have a different texture, even though they are all keyboards. So they do sound different, and each instrument has a different texture in of itself. So those sound different. So you have to, you know, find what makes it sparkle or stand out. Sound good, right? Okay. I'm not opposed to this. Sounds a bit too bright. Okay, let's hear how it sounds. Okay, so far I really do like what I've come up with, and it doesn't interfere with what the bass is doing, and I'm happy with that. And I'm gonna leave it as is because I really like it. And I mean, I know, you know, in a lot of the videos you've seen me kind of take out somewhere here in the mid-range, kick, snare, drum set, bass. You see me take out a lot of the mids, and you know, I hear a lot of keyboard players say, "Oh, don't take the mids out of my keyboard. Don't take the mids out of my keyboard." I'm gonna take the mids out of the keyboard if it don't complement the sound. So don't give me no instructions on how to EQ. If your joint sound jacked up in the mid-range, I'm taking some mid-range out. You feel me? Don't tell me about keep the mids, but boost the mids. I ain't boosting nothing. Any audio engineer, any sound engineer worth his salt is not gonna sit there and say, yeah, let me boost this. No. No. The first thing, see, inexperienced people that do sound, audio, live, studio, whatever, they think in order to really hear stuff, you gotta boost certain things. No, you don't. No, you do not. I promise you, you will get way more done if you start taking things out. And if you take out the right things, it will automatically allow for that particular thing you're EQing to stand out. Why? Because when you take out information not needed in anything you're EQing, you're making room for things to stand out. So when they say you got to boost the mids and the keyboards, I don't subscribe to that. If I need to take something out, I'm taking it out. Period. Like, you could walk away thinking you gonna get what you just asked for, but I promise you, you won't. I promise you, you won't. You can take this to the grave. I promise you, you will not get what you asked for if you tell me boost the mids and some keyboards, because you're gonna come back at the end of the gig and be like, yo, it sounded great. What did you do with the EQ? And I'm gonna show you everything I took out in the mid-range. And you're gonna be stuck. So, if I were you, let the engineer do what he do. Now, if everything sounds a hot mess, then, you know, I can't help you there. But this is how I EQ the piano. I search for what makes the piano stands out. I search for what makes it stays bright, present, and full sounding, and not lacking. And a little bit for my taste, just to give me what I want to hear. So this is what I got, and I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one.